Hey, Nisi here. Today I'm going to be going through some befores and afters of some of my portrait photography. Our first picture here was at a nightclub. It was a live show. You can see that his face is like really red here. And this was at a point, this was like very early days in me taking on photography, like seriously. And I was going through like a phase or trying to understand how to keep natural skin tones as well as I could. So even though the environment is an environment where there's different colored lights going on, the edit that I had for this, I suppose I went for more of a natural skin tone, or as natural as possible, so the red wasn't so harsh on his face. That's a more accurate picture of what it looked like. But I liked this edit. So here we have the 70s shoot. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. I've also got a video of the behind the scenes for this shoot on my channel. You should check it out if you haven't seen it already. This is the raw image. This is the after. I don't know if you can tell, but I cleaned up the backdrop, added a bit of grain, made it a bit warmer, tried to go for a real like 70s style edit. This is also on the 70s shoot, and this is the after. This one to me feels a bit more chocolatey, if that's the word that I could use. And also cleaned up the backdrop there, added some grain. The last one for the 70s, this is the before, this is the after. So I cropped out the backdrops at the top, cleaned up the background. I made this image warmer and added some grain again and a few little other bits as well. So here we've got a picture with Nolita. We've done a few shoots together. Here's the before, here's the after. So I warmed this one up because the outfit that she was wearing was giving me American high school kind of vibes, and the outfit as well, it's a skirt, gives me warm vibes as well, so I kind of went for warm tones. And I also cleaned up the floor. I don't know if you can see in the raw image that there were all those little sticks and stones and marks and stuff on the floor. I don't want that in my picture, so took those out. When I say I've warmed up the image, obviously I've done a lot more than that with the images. Like I toggle with all the highlights, the exposure, shadows, everything like that, till I'm happy with it. Then I focus on the tones in the image and the kind of feel or look that I'm trying to go for. This is the picture with Barbara for her birthday, and in the raw it was very overexposed, and I was like, let me pattern this picture because it was a nice picture. What did I do? Brought the exposure down a little bit. I definitely added some blue into the sky. I remember I made her hair a bit darker and a few little other bits here and there. I cropped out the McDonald's sign. Is there anything, I'm not sure if there's anything I'm missing. Obviously, once again, played with all the selections until I was happy with it. This was in LA with Old Slice. This is the raw, this is the after, so before, after. And as you can see, it was a very underexposed image because the lighting was terrible, and I also don't like putting up the ISO on my camera. I just don't like how it looks. I feel like I get a less clean image when I do put my ISO up, obviously because it adds grain and whatever. I always shoot in raw, so if an image is underexposed, I can bring it up, overexposed, bring it down, etc. And then there was another picture from this same shoot with Old Slice that I was like, yo, this picture is finished. This is the before and this is the after. Before, after. There was that, the red light coming from the shop. I think they had like a sign in the shop and that was reflecting on her face, but there was nothing coming from the other side, and I don't think I was trying to use flash at this time. Moving on to the photo shoot with Timmy. I think this was the best edit I've ever edited at this point in time. Like, I'd been doing photography for about a year and a bit. I remember I was playing with the, I think it's called the tone curves. I actually don't know the correct terminology for everything, but I believe it's the tone curves. And you've got the, is it red, green and blue? Yeah, red, green and blue. Wow, I was right. Okay, cool. So I remember bringing up the blue in, I believe, the highlights because the background's white. But I also was playing with the colours to make sure her skin tone stayed as natural as possible and keeping the colours within the two-piece. From editing this picture, I created a preset and I think I called it Nisi Blue. And I started using them for a few different photo shoots. So this next one, here's the raw and here's the after. This was the Nisi Blue preset that I made from the image before, and I would just tweak it to make it suit the picture that I'm putting it on, if that makes sense. That's what I did here, and I liked how it looked. That's the before, that's the after. This was a photo shoot with Tia. This is before, this is the after. I believe I added the Nisi Blue preset here. Also, you can see that I cropped it in because everything below was unnecessary, in my opinion, and I felt like it ruined the image. I wanted Tia right in the middle, kind of gives it like a majestical feel, if I'm gonna use that word. Yeah, let's say it's majestical. It's almost like she's what? Cinderella. Is it Cinderella? No, it's not Cinderella. Rapunzel in her castle looking down. That's the kind of vibe that I was getting from this image. You can see the blue in the trees a little bit. You can see it in the black door frame and a little bit in the highlights on her hair. That's all I have today, it seems. I think one thing to take away from going through befores and afters is, if I'm to give my advice, always shoot in raw. Like, no matter what, always shoot in raw. Let me know if you would like to see a part 2 of this. Let me know if you'd like me to do like a live edit, or if you want to see me talk through my editing process or go through my editing process. Anything else that you'd like to see me do, let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Bye.